Hello, testing, testing, testing. We are going to try these license tests a couple more times. I guess this is a new stream, so just an update. This is BDaddy55555. I am playing Gran Turismo 1 through an emulator, which explains the oddly high-resolution graphics combined with the same old horrible pop-in. The goal of this particular playthrough is to complete the game without spending any money on anything. Of course, the only way to accomplish that is to first gain cars by completing the license tests with all golds. I have been attempting to do license test number A1 for a long time. I think between a couple different streams and probably up to about 2 hours, and maybe going on at least 100 attempts. I managed to reach a time of 28, what is it, 34, 30, whatever it is, 32.41, there we go. The necessary time for a goal is 32.4. I did achieve a 32.41, but of course that was not good enough. And so the quest continues. It seems for some strange reason automatic transmission is actually better, or at the very least, better than my shifting. Although I tried to copy, the shift points of the automatic, but it doesn't seem to work. Also braking later than should be reasonably possible. Trying to skid just a little bit and then power out of the corner, and not doing that. Those are all keys to success. Success has been very elusive. I really have at this point been trying the same 30-odd second license test for more than probably 2 hours. I really don't think I'm a bad driver. I'm usually pretty okay at racing sims, at simcade games, even at actual racing, as you will see if you check the rest of my channel. But as I discussed in rather excessive detail during the earlier session of this stream, or the earlier stream, there are a number of particularly frustrating aspects about Gran Turismo's physics, and also you could say the controls. As I mentioned, I am using an emulator. I am using a Logitech G710 controller, which is a very good controller. It essentially resembles a newer PlayStation controller with the analog sticks, of course, and in place of L2 and R2 buttons, Xbox-style triggers, although they're not quite... Oh my god, I finally got it! Oh, it's been so long. Oh, it just took, talking about something completely irrelevant and basically giving up all hope to achieve the gold prize. Okay. Oh, I never have to look at that stupid license test ever again. Oh my god, this is good. This is very good. Okay. We can finally move on to another test. License test A4. This one is also particularly difficult. However, in this particular playthrough, I've really only given it a couple tries. It involves basically driving through the difficult middle sector of Trial Mountain. You basically have to, you have to thread the needle. You have to aim for a rock wall and hope you miss it. Yeah, where was I? Yes, that was bad. Logitech G710, It's a PS2 controller with Xbox triggers, although they're not quite as nice, as long and sensitive. That sounded really bad. Yeah, that last turn is the killer right there. They're not quite as good as Xbox triggers, but they're pretty good in terms of analog acceleration and brakes, which is the important part. I have it mapped to actually emulate some kind of Namco monstrosity third-party controller developed for the original PlayStation that had basically two parts that twisted. It was useful to... I never had one. I'm not even sure it was released in the US. But I'm told it actually worked fairly well at providing analog steering in a way that normal analog sticks are not able to provide. And through the magic of emulators and so on, plugins, etc., I have also mapped the triggers to the gas and the brake, the triggers not being originally available on this controller, to provide a very pleasant gaming experience, somewhat similar to, say, playing Forza on the Xbox. Now, when I say very pleasant, I must remark, again, as I did earlier, that I have several issues with the way Gran Turismo handles controller input, but it's certainly better than, say, driving with a keyboard. And the game at least attempts to provide true analog support across all three axes. Although that was nice. That was actually going pretty well. That's really the hard part of this license test. You basically have to, as I mentioned before, aim for that wall and hope you miss. Just because of the car skidding and because of, well, really my main issue with this game's controls, the amount that your inputs are damped, to not turn the wheel immediately the way you pushed your controller stick. Yeah, you do have to actually brake there a lot. I'm going to fail intentionally. Yeah, this one is tricky. I don't think it's going to end up being quite as hard as A1, but it's just tricky with the walls, and especially the last corner. You really do have to brake for the first one. The second one, you just lift briefly. Yeah, luckily the Skyline is actually pretty easy to handle. Oh, okay, need to get over to the right. There we go. Set up, aim, nice, gas. That was okay. That was pretty good. Let's see, I already forgot what gold is. Was it 37.2? Oh, it was 37.2. After all that, I've seen people have so many problems with that test. I cleared it on, like, the 4th try. Okay, wow. Just like that, after many hours of trying, we are on the final test. And honestly, when I first tried this, I didn't think it was going to be that difficult. It turned out I spent, well, probably close to an hour on it a couple days ago without success. But ultimately, I don't think it should be that hard. It's the first 2 hairpins of Grand Valley. It's once again in the Supra from Test 1, which I now have a lot of experience with, if nothing else. I played this game a lot when I was a kid. I loved Supras. I always bought them. It was a way to get cheap horsepower, which is ironic to say now, considering how not cheap at all used Supras are. I think I just saw an article that a basically stock example went for about, I think it was $40,000? $40,000, yeah. Then again, in those days I was not a particularly good driver, and thus basically My only way to win was to have significantly more power than the opposition. Handling was not a major concern, either in choice of car or really on the track. 105.9. Oh, that's bronze. Let's see. Not even a top 8. Wow. Okay. See, this ended up with the same problem as test 1. You know, the gold is 105.6. I ended up hitting just about everything in the 105.7 and 105.8. In fact, I think I got a 105.8 or 7 on like my second try, which is why I thought it would be easy, and it hasn't been. Yeah, I think after this license test is over, a break from the Toyota Supra might very well be on the cards. That was not the fastest way to go through that corner, to be on full lock, but oh well. Of course, it's just stupid, you know. That's the thing, like, the problem is that the game doesn't let you, I mean, look at the wheels, they're not turned at all. When you're stopped and you push your stick left and right, you see the wheels turning, you know. The game has the ability to do that. It's just there's so much steering assist going on that you can't actually do it, and that's a problem. Problem for me. I mean, obviously it helps in a way because, you know, if you try to drive an actual car like most people do, even with an analog stick, or like I am right now, which is basically wiggling it back and forth constantly, that wouldn't work very well. I've tried, you know, directly mapping an analog stick to act like a wheel. It's really hard. You know, a real wheel has 900 degrees of rotation for a reason. People need to have fine control over where they're pointing the car, and you don't really get that fine control with 1 centimeter or so of analog stick travel. So, you know, there are pros and cons, but I don't think that Gran Turismo's implementation of this concept was a particularly good one. There are better ones. I actually had quite a bit of fun driving in GT Legends. I can't even talk anymore. GT Legends with a keyboard before I got my racing wheel. They had a very good way of interpreting keyboard input into, you know, valid steering inputs that allowed the user some degree of control while still keeping the car on the road. What did I need? A 105.6? Was that it? Yeah, 105.6. Again, this is a more extreme example of what happened with the first test, where the first test was 1 corner over 32 seconds. This test is essentially 2 corners with a couple of flat out know what the racing line is tests over 1 minute 5 seconds. Again, much pain and suffering could be alleviated if they could have figured out how to give the car a rolling start, but that would have to wait for Gran Turismo 2. See, that was good in a traditional sense. Like, if this was a real car in a sim or, you know, an actual racetrack, that would be a pretty good corner. I say that having done some good corners in my time. But in this game, it's just hard to tell, because, like, your speed sometimes seems barely even correlated with what you were doing, or how it relates to the actual racing line. I mean, those are both good. I would give myself a gold, but instead, I am 1,000th off. Fun times in license test land. Fun times. Fun times. all you can do is keep going. I'm that close to, well, being able to race for a little bit. I don't specifically remember, but I don't believe the car you get from this test is very good. If I remember correctly, you really need to get the IA car, which is much better to have a lot of progress. I think I got all golds on IA before. It's been a long time. I can't remember how frustrating it was. I'm sure it was somewhat frustrating. But hopefully not as frustrating as A1. Oh God, are you kidding me? Ugh. Come on. Just don't mess with me like this, game. How do you even measure 1,000th of a second? This is probably running at like 20 frames per second. How do you even measure that? You're just guessing, aren't you? I know the game is just guessing. I mean, yeah. See, look at the timer. It's flashing between. Look at the last 2 digits. It's flashing between double zeros, double threes, double sixes. This game is running at 30 frames per second. How can it tell that I missed it by 1,000th of a second? Yes, I'm sure it interpolates between frames, blah blah blah. But still, I'm angry. I was close enough. Can't you round down for once? Round down the time. Just give a guy the benefit of the doubt. I mean, if there were actual time-based racing license tests, which there aren't, and a guy missed by 1,000th of a second, do you think they would really, say no? I mean, it's racing. Rules are meant to be broken, right? Reminds me of GT Sport again and the whole business with the FIA. And they've backed off of that a lot recently. It's hard to blame them. I mean, it's Gran Turismo. The game, I guess it'll have damage, but, it doesn't have flags. It doesn't have anything really resembling an actual race. It has 4-lap sprints on fantasy circuits. The safety rating system doesn't exactly seem to command the respect of iRacings, which is not, a quick once over YouTube will establish that iRacing system does not exactly separate the wheat from the chaff very efficiently. So, I mean, I doubt it's going to end up being much more than a link to the FIA website at the end. Or, I guess, a link to your local FIA affiliate. That's one of the other things okay, that was good. Wow, okay, A is done. That took a lot longer than it should have. Let me just finish. The USA does actually have an FIA affiliate, the ACCUS, Automobile Competition Club of the United States. But it's sort of like a nothing. I mean, it's basically like a forwarding address for the FIA if you need a license. Oh, here was the car, the Mitsubishi. Sorry. Wait, wasn't it? Oh, it's a Supra. It's a Supra. Why did it have to be a Supra? Okay. Oh, what happened here? That's a bug. Let's just save this, just to be safe. So yeah, if you remove out my actual racing events, that B license was significantly easier. That probably took a total of 200 to 300 tries. Again, fun times in Gran Turismo license stand. Yeah, but where I was getting at is that the ACCUS has basically no power. They've explicitly delegated any power they had to their member organizations, which include NASCAR, IMSA, IndyCar, what are others? There are others. Basically most of the big names in U.S. pro racing. So it's like they don't actually do anything. Okay, who am I competing against? Looks like pretty even competition. I am significantly heavier. These cars souped up look very souped up because MR2s and 180SXs do not have 300 horsepower. Yeah, if you see at the bottom right, A1 and B2, these are the buttons from the weirdo controller I'm emulating. Yeah, so I'm pretty equal in power, but very overweight. I think the good old rubber band is probably going to come into play here. So Autumn Ring, very tight and twisty, not the kind of track where a car like this would be expected to have an advantage, but I will try to drive it well. Even if I do drive it well, I expect to qualify last. While it has been a while since I actually raced, it's important to remember that the AI in this game is still far better at qualifying than they are at racing, even without the effects of the gigantic rubber band. And I just can't put a qualifying lap together most of the time. I don't know what it is. That was mediocre, but okay. I'll check it shortly. Yeah, I can never get that corner right. I hate that corner so much. It's like tighter than I expect, but also not. It's sort of weird. But yeah, Autumn Ring is an interesting track. It usually gets overlooked. People, because the mini version always comes first, and then the actual Autumn Ring, it usually doesn't get many races, actually in Gran Turismo games. It's like the mini version usually gets more, it seems like. Another thing I like is, even though it's not a real track, it's a pretty interesting example of getting a pretty complex track with lots of different elements and a decent straight with a very small amount of space. Yeah, so pretty simple track. And I'm not too worried. I think I was worse off in the FR challenge that I did earlier. Yeah, so, obviously, well, I was just about to say space is not at a premium in virtual world, but it can be. I know a lot of video game engines that model that horrible low poly model that appears as soon as the camera gets more than 10 feet away. I mean, a lot of game engines, space is at a premium. You can't load a gigantic area. This is PS1. I know a lot of racing games, the limitation is more on the actual length of the track rather than the space it occupies. But certainly there could be a constraint depending on how things are programmed. But yeah, I sort of have this, headcanon is a bit of a overly silly word, but this internal story about what Gran Turismo actually is, and the Gran Turismo Association and the licenses, and why these cars can race and smash into each other without killing people all the time. And in that Autumn Ring is sort of like a, not a hastily built track, but a track that's like, okay, we have this thing, we need new tracks, we need to build a track. We don't have a lot of space. We have a lot of hills, and we came up with this design. And it's a pretty fun track, I think. It's really one of the more realistic tracks, I think, that could actually get built. FIA might require a little more runoff. That south turn might be a little tricky, but especially here in the mini section because all the roads are so close together. Okay, I'd really like to finish better than third, so I'm going to deploy the scraps, the cheese, hopefully a little bit of actually decent driving in this section. Second would probably be okay. This car is a bit of a boat compared to the competition. Whoopsie daisy. See, normally I try to avoid that, but you know, I'm doing a challenge. I'm challenging myself with some unusual restrictions, and sorry, and you know, some special tactics might be required to overcome the disadvantages I've placed upon myself. MR2, that's not the MR2. It is the MR2, it almost passed me. Okay. So the Impreza, the red Impreza is in the lead. I do have 2 more chances to beat it, so my fate is still in my own hands. Yeah, I should be able to beat it, just depending on the track. Bottom ring, I do like it, I think it's fun, but it's not my best track. Oh, this is definitely not my best track, though. I just can never get this track down right, somehow. Luckily, though, I should not... You know, power to weight is a thing, of course, but... I don't know, I think this car should be a little better suited to this track. But we'll see. What was I, like 3.5 seconds down in qualifying at Autumn Ring? We'll see here. Yeah, it's like you can actually go fast through that hairpin. It's just hard to realize it. You know, that's the thing about this track. There aren't, you know, there's really only 4 turns, but they're sort of deceptive. The hairpin is deceptive, this turn is deceptive, and I just stripped off way too much speed. The first turn I think is actually the easiest. Maybe it's just me, but I rarely seem to have many problems with it. Of course, that could probably just be through riding the outside wall. Okay, we're now 4 seconds back. Of course, the Impreza is on the pole position, but I have confidence for some stupid reason. Still can't believe I tried for like 2 hours earlier, accomplished nothing, then came back and almost immediately finished one, and then the other 2. I do remember having a lot of problems with the Trial Mountain one, number 4, and I've seen other people that have as well. The other problem with this is, with this track that I've had at least, is the starting grid is really spread out, and for some reason the cars seem to stay more spread out, and in only a 2-lap race, again, there are only like 4 corners, and the last 2 are not exactly passing zones. It's pretty difficult to get to the front with a car like this that, you know, is equal at best. Like, I'm not going to be passing people on the front straight. Oh, okay. I think we're going to have to really sail it into the first corner. Yeah, 5th is not going to work. Oh, I did not want him to be here. Yeah, see the AI. Oh, the MR2's in first. The Impreza is in second. That's good. Oh, they're side by side. Thank you. Stay side by side. Oh no, that was bad. No, I'm getting past. Somehow they're still side by side. Please, like, nail each other into the wall. I need some help. Okay, the MR2's in the lead. I got blocked. They're still side by side. I need to pass at least one of them. Nope, the Impreza's gonna win. I'm screwed. Okay, let's try that one again. Yeah, normally, as I went over in the first edition of this stream, when I'm doing this no buys challenge, I like to set a rule for myself of no grinding. That mostly applies to Forza and other games where you have like actual rewards though. I mean, here there's no point. I'm not going to buy anything with my money. It doesn't give me anything. But, you know, a lot of the issue with a lot of the game challenges I see people do and that are posted online is all it really does is turn, you know, the game into a bore fest of having to endlessly grind low-leveled monsters until you can beat the high-leveled ones, you know, without magic or without party members or whatever. You know, I'm thinking about RPGs. Because that's a popular thing to do this. You know, Final Fantasies, if you go to Final Fantasy 7 or any Final Fantasy's game FAQs page, you see just a horribly long list of all these weird things to do. And Pokemon, of course. That's great. I hate that corner so much. But yeah, I mean, I don't see, you know, the whole point is if you're doing a quote-unquote challenge, and all you're really doing is, you know, increasing the grind, that's not a challenge. That's just, you know, it's an endurance challenge. It's a forestalling boredom challenge. It's not a gameplay challenge, not an interesting challenge. So whenever I do anything along those lines, you know, I try to adopt rules. That was bad. That make it so it's not a grinding challenge. Because let's say Forza, you know, you have your level rewards. If I didn't prevent myself from doing it, I could just do one championship over and over again, get all the level rewards, and, you know, then have a bunch of good cars and be able to do it right away, and that's not the point. The point of this, basically, if there is a point, which, if we're honest, there isn't, is, you know, to try to build up, to try to do something in reasonably balanced or even underpowered cars for it to actually be a challenge. It looks like we have the same, not quite the same opposition. The Civic is not going very far. I do see, I think that's the Subaru at the front, or is that Subaru in blue? God, these low poly models are awful. I think turning up the resolution in my emulator turned down the draw distance somewhere. Or, you know, it's just that making one thing better exposes how bad everything else is. Is that an MR2 in yellow? MR2 or a 3000 GT, which is weird because this car is also named 3000 GT. I think it's an MR2. I mean, I know what an MR2 looks like. As I stated before, I have an MR2. Mine is black. That yellow is an interesting color. But even my black car, I don't know, it's got to be something about the paint, but it just absolutely absorbs dust. It's absurd. I mean, you know, it's in an open garage. I don't expect it to stay perfectly clean, but it's just stupid the amount of dust my MR2 collects on, you know, the entire paint. And yeah, I need to not cut that corner. It doesn't work. Nice move by the AI. Not a good corner entry by any of the AIs, but this is Gran Turismo. We established over the last 2 hours that who knows how to enter the corner, really. Okay, I don't know if it's practice, or maybe this is a worse Subaru, but this is quite a bit easier. It looks like an Impreza, I think. It is pretty hard to tell. Sorry. Okay, this is our 6th attempt at this corner, and well, I don't think that curb actually looked that high. Maybe it's one of those sausage curbs, and the sausage part is painted like grass. Other than that, I think that was actually pretty decent. Yeah, we should be smashing the total record, so I think I am just going faster. Okay, that was awful. Yeah, this final section is actually a little tricky. Like, in a slow car it's fast, but here it's like I really have to manage the throttle. Okay, don't change the wheel. Okay, we got it. We got it, no problems. That's a little better. That's a little better. Ooh, there goes the Subaru into the dust. Is it the same model? I know it's the same. I think it's the same model. I think it just goes faster. What is the Civic Racer supposed to be? I'm pretty sure Honda has never called the Civic or any other car a racer. Is this supposed to be Type R? I mean, you know, we know what the R is supposed to represent, but it's not called the Type Racer, it's called the Type R. So yeah. Yeah, I think that's the same Subaru, same MR2. Yeah, the Civic, well, the power to weight is absurd, but it just doesn't, it's not a fast car in this game. It's a great handling car, but not a fast one. I think my sound might be a little off. I don't have any viewers, so I wouldn't know. But I'm going to adjust it. It's been a little hot here recently. I have a fan going in my room. In the earlier stream, it was pointed away from me. Now it's pointed a little more toward me. I tried to get it away from the mic, but looking at the mic levels, I may not quite have succeeded. So I will be moving it. If the sound quality is bad again, then I guess I apologize. And honestly, I know the only person looking at this or who cares is Diego, so whatever. See, that was good. That was better. I did a 101.1 in qualifying and didn't beat that in the race. Yes, 400's faster. So it'll be 5 seconds off or whatever. Okay, I'm going to move the fan, see if that helps. Yeah, see, I mean, it's not the rubber banding. I mean, it's not that there's not rubber banding, but, you know, you saw, I think, in the FR that, or even in the Sunday Cup, I mean, I got pole and then was way faster even than that. So it's just, for some weird reason, the cars in this game are like 3 seconds faster in qualifying than they're in the race. Yeah, the Civic, I mean, it should have a better power to weight ratio than any of us, but somehow it just doesn't. Well, I guess since I only finished one lap, that one lap was basically a qualifying lap, you know, standing start with other cars in the way, so it makes sense I wouldn't have broken the record. Yeah, that's another one of those deceptive corners. You know, you approach it like a hairpin, you sort of think it's a hairpin, and then when you look at the map and you look how it is, it's closer to like 120 degrees, and it's faster than a hairpin, or it should be. Just trying not. God, stupid inside wall. Grazed it 3 times in a row. Well, not the last qualifying lap, but you know. It's a Civic coming. Go away. God, I lost 2 seconds off my qualifying lap. It's the fastest lap. Oh, the MR2 is going, and I went right into it. And there goes the Civic. Please get out of the way, Civic. you are not good for some odd reason. 2 and 1. Third should be okay. Fourth is not so okay. I mean, it's probably enough to win if I win the last race, but I'd rather have at least a bit of a cushion. I should be able to pass the Civic, though. I'm okay with third. Why was I not okay? Oh, because I didn't win the first race. See, now that I won the first race, I'm okay with third, and I'm apparently okay with getting both walls this time, getting rammed by the Civic. That was annoying. Well, okay. Well, that's 3 points. So I'm down by 3. If I win in the Impreza second, it's a tie. I honestly think I've tied and lost before in this game. I don't know how it breaks ties. You know, in most actual racing series, it's most wins, which obviously I would have, but who knows about this game. It may just be you lose ties because we said so. I'm fairly confident winning this track. I'm pretty good at it, the AI or not. There's more than enough places to cheese them, if you want to call it that. Yeah. So it's a little different when you actually have to brake. That was not good. You should not be skidding there. Get over to the left, brake more. It's not going to get me a gold, but this is pretty good for actual racing. Lift some more because it's a Super, not a GTR. Lift again. Needed, could have turned in a little earlier, but let's be safe. Yeah, that was pretty good. It's nice to get a rhythm through that section. It really feels good when you do. And then this. Oh, that's nice. This would be so good if it wasn't a qualifying session where I'm guaranteed to be 3 seconds off the pole, no matter what I do. Oh, that was good. Yeah, a good lap wasted. Well, that was not good. It's just, yeah, the whole thing about overcorrections in this game is pretty stupid. But, good overall. It won't matter. This is almost always faster than taking a shortcut, unless you're in like a race car, and that's the last line. Oh, I'm still 6th. What a shocker. How did that unbelievable effort result in a time 4.3 seconds slow? No one knows. They must be cheating. That's what I'm going to go with. They'll cheat during qualifying. They remove fuel. Well, I cannot. Maybe they have qualifying tires. Man, it would be nice to be able to put racing tires on some of these cars, but those are the rules. It's not going to happen. I need to finish first. Obviously, it would be nice if the Impreza did not finish second. Right now it is in second. But it is going for the lead, probably going to get it. MR2, why are you so slow? You're an embarrassment. Get out of the way. Honestly, that paint color is an embarrassment also. Well, okay, the, whatever it is, held the lead. Oh no, the Impreza is the red car. I think I was thinking it should be in blue because it's Impreza, but it's not. It's a, I can't remember what it is. Some Japanese sedan. Okay, yeah, see they beat me in power. Oh, he's going for it, he's going for it. He's not going to have it. See, normally I would be the one dive bombing there. But it was just a little hairy with the AI already attempting to do the same thing. The Impreza is driving pretty well. Let's be honest, this is isn't going to be easy. I do need to make the pass for the win, hopefully with some associated putting in wall or putting in grass action. Yeah, you don't want to go fully over that curb, but you can take quite a bit of it. This is actually a tricky section at high speed. It seems like you should be able to take it really fast, but usually you can't. It's just fast, not really fast. You just stay on him here, and then hopefully I can... Oh, no. Bad. Okay. I really need to make up time in the next corner. Thank you for lifting. Oh, no, that was not good use of the curb. Okay, he's slow. There's still a chance. That was really slow by the AI. Tuck in. Come on. Oh, I'm all over the place. I am all over the place. I got it. Stop. Go. Nope. He held it. Okay. We got 2 turns left. I got some room behind me. Oh, these curbs are awful! Nope, that was awful. That was really bad. Well, there's just one thing to do. Yeah, that's not fast. Ugh! Whatever. Finally got through this freaking license test and I can't even win the Clubman Cup? Embarrassing. Yeah, whatever, go away. I don't care. I have to start all over. Hurry up, it's the main menu. Why do you have to load so long? I'm frustrated now. No, not the Gran Turismo Cup. I can't do it because they have actually good cars. And we haven't even beaten the Clubman Cup yet. Ooh. Yeah, we don't need to qualify anymore. Because it doesn't matter. If I drive the lap of my life, I will still end up in 6th. Okay, what's the competition look like? I can tell. We have an Integra starting next to us, which is a little slow off the line. I think that's the same red Impreza up in front, and perhaps a green MR2, which seems to have taken the lead. That is the 2000 GT, is that what that is? Something like that. Oh, little lag. Playing and streaming at the same time is a bit taxing. And next is the 240SX, I think so. Next bit. Okay, finally a good run through that corner. That's my like. Next is the, a little wide there from the Impreza. Get my revenge, actually. Why don't you stay in the grass for a little bit? That's... Now it's the MR2. I'll be a little nicer with the MR2. Oh. Corner has some interesting elevation change involved. Yeah, the AI always really good through this section somehow. They always come off the last corner with a ton of speed. Be able to pass him. Oh my god, that was the dive bomb of the century. There directed right at my side window. Yeah, wow, that's like most human players aren't that bad. Come on, Impreza, really? You're really gonna do that to me? I'm almost impressed that the AI does something like crazy in this game. Of course, it doesn't affect them at all, based on the immutable racing game law of collisions will knock you completely off course and do absolutely nothing to the AI. Yeah, we're not going to go through with this. Wow, okay, that was actually going pretty well until I got completely torpedoed. I mean, really? Why am I looking at this? Let's try that again. I wonder if it's possible for the Impreza to not be in this race, because he's giving me quite a bit of trouble. Let's see. Nope, we got the Impreza, the MR2, the 180, the FTO, and the Prelude. Is that the same as last time? I think it may be. I thought it was an Impreza, but it might be a Prelude. Right now it's a poorly drawn box. Yeah, that was... No, not all Honda coupes are the same. I should know this considering I'm actually a fan of Impreza and Prelude in general. But it's late, okay? I spent a lot of time on those license tests. So once again, that's the FTO, whatever I thought it was. I'm not a big Mitsubishi guy. So we have the MR2 in the lead. Again, a bunch of lag here. Should be able to get rid of the 180SX without too much fun. God, those curves are awful. Impreza seems to be having some minor difficulties staying on track. Maybe it would be better if I stayed behind him going into turn one this time. Through the loop. Certainly going to be able to pass him here. Just need to stay a little further ahead. Of course, it would be helpful if I wasn't quite as bad through the final section as I usually am. Okay, that's a little better. There's just a little banking in that turn that you can take advantage of, and really should take advantage of. It's a bit hard to see, though. Okay, I should be far enough ahead. Just to be safe, I'm going to early apex, good old public server turn 1 line. And I don't mean the one that involves going straight at wide open throttle into the corner. I mean the one that actually tries to avoid getting hit. He slid a little wide. Here's our opening. That was bad. I wanted to pass him clean, but oh well. Coming back. Oh, finally got that corner down. Okay, that's better. Should be far enough ahead to win, barring major malfunction. Because I'm good at this corner, I'm good at the chicane. The AIs are not. Oh god, no, I just had to say that. I just had to say that. Thank you for hitting the back of me. Yep, I think we've slowed him down just enough. We've slowed him down. Here comes the Impreza. Well, I didn't really want to give the Impreza second place, because now we're going to have to deal with him again. Something's handling him. I love how they're so bad in the turn one. Pretty stupid. So once again, no pass this lap, so we get normal music. So once again, our rival is going to be the Impreza. He's pretty tough to pass on this stage, unfortunately. Really, I just have to aim for second, because I think I can win Trial Mountain. I just don't want to be 3 points behind and having to continually stress over exactly what the tiebreaker is. And getting all the way up to the lead on this track is quite tough. So we're going to aim for second. This prelude should not be difficult to pass. It's very weak. Hopefully same can be said for the FTO. Well, the prelude just passing right back. There's something about this track. I feel like I'm going through it okay, and then I'm just not. Or unless it's just that the AI is really good or something. Good old Gran Turismo style pass right there. Yep, that's the kind of move that gets you an FIA license now, apparently. It's probably like a, you know, a kid's license or something. That was way too slow through there. That's a fourth gear corner. Again, the inside wall. Oh, come on. And I'm gonna get past. There's something about this course. I just can't, like, get a whole rhythm on it. I don't know what it is. This course in this class of cars specifically. Well, that was better. See, I usually make up ground in the first corner, and the AI usually does not. I gotta get inside him here. Oh, that's good. So the MR2 is still in the lead. So if I can get up into second, I'll be first. I'll be in the lead in the points. Even now, they'll actually be neck and neck. That was good. No, you are not passing me. No, God, he passed me. Why did he have to pass me? What is it with this track? I actually like this track. I'm just so bad at it somehow. I don't get it. The FTO flies by in a second. Well, so I'm 1 point behind the MR2. I just need to beat both of them, basically. So I need to win the race. I mean, it was always going to be that, you know, unless I won this, which was unlikely. I was always going to need to win the race. But if I do, I don't have to worry about tiebreakers, which is nice. But I think that really should be possible. I think I just had a bad trip the first time. I mean, bad trip as in bad go, bad run. You know, the horse racing, not the you know, LSD or something. I mean, I drove like I was on a bad trip on the last lap, but that's not it. Anyway, Trial Mountain. Up the hill. Got to not do horrible on this lap too. Come on, what are you doing, FTO? That was bad. Okay. Let's try to do better next time. That was better. We do have to make our way up to first. That was very bad. Luckily that corner gives you a lot of room to save it. See, like, there's no way I could even make the corner entering there. The AI has, I think they have a little something going on with their car physics, or at least their controls, that I don't get access to. Oh, no. What was that? That MR2 making the move totally distracted me. And I steered directly into the wall for no reason. Just like the FTO just did. I don't really want the SX to pass through. What are you doing? That is not a slow corner. Yeah, I'd rather have the MR2 challenging the Impreza. Okay, what are you doing? Out of the way! You're in the way! There's a race going on! Okay. Oh, no, bad. It's all gone horribly wrong. Well, okay, that's good. The AI cannot take that corner for some reason. Now we're in business. We're in basically the same position as last time, just with the MR2 a little closer. That was not great, but it'll do. I just need to nail this. I need to nail this. That was okay. And I especially need to nail this. Okay, there we go. I just need to set the move up. Set the move up. I still have the run. Well, I don't have the run, but I have the little position. Get in safely. Take the corner. And get in front. Now we have to not do anything stupid. And the cup is ours. That was slick. Oh, the SX is in second. That's good. He's not very fast. Oh, no. Keep it. Where? No! Oh, no, that's fine. I'm still good. I don't need to beat him. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for passing them. Oh, man. That should have been a disaster. But I pulled it out somehow. Well, I didn't pull it out. The SX pulled it out. But I still win. And the Impreza somehow ends up in fourth, despite being probably the fastest car. Fun times in Gran Turismo land. I win one race and win the championship. That's always nice. Cool 20,000, taking us into six figures with our slightly ill-gotten gains. And we have a new car. What is it? I wonder. If I recall correctly, it's something bad. It is a Camaro. Not exactly my cup of tea. Perfect if you want something with less horsepower, more weight, and most definitely worse handling than what you use to win. Yeah. So is there anything else I can do? The GT Cup is most definitely out of reach. I think even the special events use quite good cars. Hold on, can I use the concept car for the lightweight? I think I can, can't I? It's pretty lightweight. I mean, it weighs 2,160 pounds. That's pretty lightweight where I come from. Now, where I come from is the US and not Japan, but it's worth a try. No. Can I do it in the Demio? Might as well try it. I don't know how many other lightweight vehicles I'm gonna win. Do racing cars count as lightweight? They're pretty lightweight. They're not K cars, which is probably what this category is really for. I mean, without being able to buy upgrades, I don't know if I'm going to get anything faster than the Demio that's eligible. And I do need to win this at some point. It would be rather embarrassing if I managed to clear everything but the Lightweight Car Cup. It does have a Mazda speed banner on it. It shouldn't be that bad. So it looks like a 206 next to me or something. It's obviously not. Okay, yeah, this is probably not going to work. But hey, I can just hear that rubber band pulling. It's gonna snap any minute. Oh, this thing handles like a bus. Yeah, see, they stopped being faster, but they're still, you know, way ahead of me, so it's very unlikely I will be able to actually pass them. Although I am catching up somehow. That rubber band sure pulls hard. I seem to remember clearing this before. I don't know how I did it. Is there another car you can win that is okay in this? Because this Demio is not working out. I mean, I might be able to catch the guy in front of me and not a 206 or 205 or whatever it is. I mean the Peugeot. Obviously it's not a Peugeot. There are no Peugeots in this game, or indeed European cars other than TVRs. But there's a long way between him and the leader. I don't even know where I'm going to finish. Actually, I'm not going to finish. So that's a no-go. I don't think the Camaro is going to be eligible for the Lightweight Cup. Yeah, that's not going to work. Let's see, what is that? Yeah, so that's a 200 horsepower. This is still the fastest car I have, but I'm just going to enter this to see what the competition is like, but if I remember, it's quite fast. Quite fast. A bit faster than 300 horsepower, no mods. Yeah, I'm a bit outgunned. Not really sure what the concept car is doing here. So it might be an intense battle for 5th, but I don't think the rubber band is quite going to save me here. The only other thing I'm even remotely competitive for is the normal car championship. But again, I expect the competition to somewhat outgun me. You know, I don't think that even a tuned Supra is, as they say, the world's fastest commercially available car. Of course, I think the McLaren F1 was out by the time this game was released, so that question will not be answered in this game either. Oh, now that's a bit different. Oh, okay. Maybe we can do this. We're on the same track, Autumn Ring Mini 2, which is interesting. But, let's see what happens. You know, if I'm within, I don't know, maybe 3 seconds instead of 4, considering the length of the track, then we can give it a go. This is a bit of an odd choice for an event in this championship. This is not the optimal car. It was not the optimal car for Autumn Ring. It's definitely not for Mini, or particularly Mini 2, which just has awkward approaches for most of the corners. It's not that much faster than I was going in the Demio. Now on the pole, what a shocker. And let's check the gaps. I mean, I should be competitive. Oh, wow, I'm second. Okay. Considering how good the AI is in qualifying, that is a very good sign. So here we go, the normal car championship, race number 1. Why is it lagging now? It was doing fine earlier. Okay, that's an NSX. I mean, the NSX should be faster, but it's not being driven very well. And I left the door wide open for a trademark textbook, perfect Gran Turismo style pass. And we move through this really awkward section. And I'm pulling away, wow. Okay, So we do have 5 laps here, so we do have the time to get in a bit of a rhythm. Also, you know, it's not pressing to immediately pass everyone like it was in the past, although hey, if we start second and see an opening, well, why not? Yeah, I definitely prefer the primary version of this track. For one thing, was you get a little bit of speed before you go into the hairpin. Another thing, this section is quite awkward when taken in reverse. Although I really shouldn't be complaining, as I seem to be pulling away from the competition. It's a bit of a surprise. I mean, the cars look relatively equal. I would think on most days an NSX could beat even a tuned Supra, which is what this is, really. But hey, I'm not complaining. Looking at the mini-map, it seems the NSX is even pulled ahead of the competition. Except for me, of course. It is nice to get into a bit of a rhythm. I mean, I get the point of 2 and 3 lap races, but it does get tiresome after a while. You know, I don't think every race in Gran Turismo and Forza needs to be half-hour races, but you know, there's a time and a place for both, and once we get to the middle of the game, like I am, you know, let these cars, I think we should let these cars stretch their legs a little bit. Right now, I'm stretching away from the NSX. I mean, this is a prize car. There are other decent prize cars. I mean, even the Camaro would probably be okay in this championship. It seems a bit weird that it's this easy. Nice consistent laps. It's historically a problem of mine, although recently in both games and real life I've gotten a little better about setting consistent lap times. You just have to really swing wide there in that S in a way that the track in reverse just doesn't really want you to do. Flows much better in the forward direction, in my opinion. Yep, nice consistent. 37.4, 7.6, 7.5, 7.6. It's a short lap, but pretty good. Is that the same Impreza? I think that is the same Impreza. Why is it so much slower now? Even the same car as me is in 5th, so suddenly the AI seems to have gotten a lot worse. Yep, nice consistent lap times. Wish I could have been improving a little more, and somehow I get 50,000 credits for that rather easy stop. But, I mean, I guess the whole point of Gran Turismo, I mean, I'm not sure I ever cleared this championship when I was a kid, because what you did is you bought a car and you souped it up until you had 200 more horsepower than the competition. Then you went onto the racetrack and pointed at the corner, maybe occasionally used the brake once in a while, and then burned their doors off down the straight. At least that's what I did. Again, why I use Supras. I mean, I could handle like a Civic or whatever, even when I was a kid. Supra, not so much, but I would already be 2 seconds ahead of them by the time I reached the first corner. So, you know, there was room for some slack in how the corner was actually taken. This track I actually like the reverse version, the East at least. I really like Grand Valley overall, but you know, the flow, the way the corners are arranged. East I don't like as much. I actually like somehow the flow of the middle in reverse. That was thoroughly mediocre. Yeah, this is one of the few backwards variations I actually enjoy. In general, I just don't. I would almost prefer to try real life tracks backwards rather than you know, the Gran Turismo originals. But we don't get to do that now, do we? Again, we are just a 10th off the pole. This time, I don't think it was the case before. The other souped-up Supra is running 3rd. I believe he got shuffled back to 5th by the end of the last race, or perhaps that's where he qualified. Yeah, so the NSX is definitely, well, okay, why are you passing me? You have the same car. It's Gran Turismo 1. There's no intrigue about the start. You floor it and go. So 5 laps around this track is the longest race we've done so far, so we're going to be settling in a little bit. No need to work on making a move on the NSX immediately. I'm going to brake a little early, explore the racing line, set up a move, or just wait for him to go into the brick wall tires, or do that. Of course, that's another one of my issues. Game or real life, if the guy in front of me makes a mistake, I will almost always follow him straight off the track. I literally have done the same thing in real life, not into a wall, but into the grass. Yeah, it's a bit frustrating. Considering that you're meant to be, you know, taking advantage of people's mistakes rather than, you know, duplicating them. But I just do. I'm actually fast when I follow a fast driver. I do very well when I'm following someone who alone might be faster than me. But I, you know, home in on them in a certain way that if they make a mistake, I'm going the same way. And it's something, I just did a little BMW autocross thing, and it's really true what they say. It was also one of the first things I learned when I did the SCCA autocross school, that you go where you're looking. It's too late, the markers are not appropriate for that direction. So, you know, in the autocross example, it's always look ahead through the turns, look ahead through the slalom, look ahead through the sweepers, you know, look at where you're exiting, and that mentally, and to some extent physically also, will help you get the car, you know, pointed in that direction. And, you know, you always want to look ahead at the course, or at the road, you know, if you're driving on the road, the same thing applies for the same reason. But in racing, I look at the car and focus quite heavily usually on the car in front of me, and when he's going well, it's helpful to me. I've set my fastest laps before following someone else, and it's not because of the draft, it's because they're going fast and I'm able to follow their lines. But if they make a mistake, I'm watching them make a mistake, and well, there you go. I'm actually lucky. The last race I did at Laguna Seca, again, you can watch it on my channel. It was actually a pretty fun race. I recommend it. It's one of the first times I didn't do it. Someone passed me with 2 to go, and coming up to the turn before the corkscrew, he went off, and I managed to get by him and stay ahead of him even though he was faster. But it's a very easy place to go off. It's not the nicest place to go off either. There's some sand, which he managed to stay in, but not a lot. And hopefully it's a turnaround that I was able to, you know, stay on my line, keep my braking point, and get around him rather than following him off the track. But we will see. Issues like this are not necessarily fixed in a day. He's going into the grass every lap, but he's keeping it off the wall, so he's not really losing much. Oh, I have a run though. Braking a little earlier this time. So I'm gaining time. Probably he's better down the straight though. He got a great exit. Ugh. I don't need to win this, but it would be nice. It's one of the AI's better tracks, really. Well, at least the NSX is better tracks, not the rest of the AI. God, look at them. Oh, that was not great, not great. That was not good or okay. Luckily, the NSX was just really slow for some reason. Am I gonna have to make a dive bomb? Well, I can't do it here. That was a bit early, even for early braking, but I got a good exit. That's the important thing. Can maybe make a dive into the last corner. I need to not follow him off the track. Well, because he doesn't know how to enter. That's not the racing line. That's not how you do it. It's not in, out, out. Don't punt me. Don't punt me. There we go. That's how you do it. You stay behind someone. You see where they're weak. You close up. You wait for the mistake. And you pounce. That is how you do it. Fastest lap, chip. Perfect. Man, what happened to the Impreza? We were good. You know, we were close, and now it's all gone horribly wrong. I guess, did it have like tires or something before? I think it had the same amount of horsepower. Obviously right now it has no upgrades, so I guess that must be the difference. I don't think the AI would randomly be worse in this competition, especially considering how much more money it pays. Okay, Clubman Stage, Route 5, reverse. Not my cup of tea. Hopefully we can at least get part of the way up the grid, because I don't want the NSX to get away. I'm afraid it might. Okay, yeah, this first corner is going to be pretty tough. It's mostly what I'm worried about. I mean, it's not going to be that tough here from a standing start, although I think I may still have to slow down. Ugh. Hop in! I mean, I knew I had to turn, but it's still really annoying. And then this should be full throttle, although it's downhill. Okay, I lifted. Probably didn't need to. And then, yeah, this is faster. Yeah, see, some of these are just awkward. Yeah, you can tell, especially from the reverse angle, it's not a hairpin. It's a lot closer to a 90-degree turn, actually. Okay, power through the tunnel, lift a little, lift a lot. That's what tires get you. Luckily no one else has them either. I see 12 starting spots. I wonder if that was supposed to be something at some point. Not on the pole. I hope we're second again. That would be nice. Probably not. That was not a good lap. Yeah, we're last. Oh well, it happens. Luckily I have a bit of a buffer. I can finish third and maintain the lead, considering how slow the rest of the pack is other than RX-7. Should be able to get second. First, maybe, maybe not. Did I call it an RX-7? No, the RX-7 is the car ahead of me and it is also slow. The one I'm worried about is, of course, the NSX. Unless I did actually say NSX, but I don't think I did. I don't like that turn. Yeah, that can be... I don't think I needed the lift. I mean, I might have brushed the wall, but oh well. They all did too. Oh no, I am not used to this course at all. I cannot remember the last time I did this course in reverse. No! Well, I've done that enough times. I shouldn't be too upset. What are you doing? Yeah, the AI is not good here. Okay, keep it inside, keep it in third. No need to shift. There we go. That's a run. No, no, what are you doing? Why would you do that? That was not good. It's not good. Yeah, I think we're aiming for second here. But I'm fine with that. I'm fine with points racing. Oh. I'm not driving very well either. I think I've let this course get to me a bit. Okay, first S's. Whoa. Well, you punted me before. So, there you go. I think we can just stay in second. We can try to reel in the NSX. Another annoying thing about this game, no time checks at all. I like the reverse turn 1, or I guess it's turn 2. Okay, let's try not to completely ruin this corner this time. I'm not really sure about the power slide, but okay, that wasn't horrible. Just a couple of brief lifts. I think we could probably get it down to one brief lift next time. Are we catching him? Are we catching him? Do I really need to brake there? Oh, that was okay. Carried a little more speed, which is what you should be doing through that corner. Obviously, I think carrying more speed through here than whatever he's doing. It's just so hard to make out, you know. You can barely even see his car, or quote-unquote car. I think I caught on the last lap. I don't know. That wall tap won't help. Yeah, I don't need to lift at all. I don't really know why I am. Sometimes normally it's your foot, but you tell it what to do and it's like, I'd rather not. Oh, that was terrible. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to be fine with second for this one. I don't see myself catching him in the next lap. But I was okay with that. It's all part of the plan. I only need to win 3 out of 5. Yeah, lost 7/10 there. Remember, in a license test, that's the difference between a gold and a bronze. Here, that's the difference between second and, well, second. I mean, I probably could have caught him if I drove perfectly, but it's just not that important. Maybe that's why I keep totally destroying that turn. And I mean destroying as in destroying any, evidence or, planning whatsoever. Oh, I have a huge run. I so could have caught him next lap. Oh well. Just gotta make things interesting. Gotta keep things interesting. Gotta make it fun for the viewers who don't exist. The Preza continues to struggle. I don't know why the Lancer bothered showing up. Big drop, 50k to 10k. Of course, the real, the truly unrealistic thing about this game is the idea that you're getting paid to do amateur racing in the first place. Yeah. I don't think we've done Deep Forest Forward yet. So we're going to have a slightly different view of the infamous first corner. Going to go through the high-speed section first. Again, as I mentioned in a previous stream, in case you're not aware, and most people aren't, many believe the deep forest layout, if not scale and surroundings, is based on an actual long closed racetrack in the United States. I can't remember what the name or location of it was, but I'm sure if you do some Googling around you can find what I'm referring to. The actual racetrack was, as I implied, much longer and on significantly less interesting terrain, although I think the overall elevation profile might have been similar. I didn't take a really long look at that, just the overhead view. That was awful. This is not going to start a second. Yeah, it's just a little awkward going through this track in reverse. Not one of my favorite reverse tracks. I don't like the high-speed first turn. Although it is funny how many of Gran Turismo's tracks begin in sharp hairpins. Well, I guess we have... Yep, that was expected. You know, we have Autumn Ring Mini, which is a different hairpin. This Deep Forest, obviously. And they're all pretty different, actually, when you look at it. I mean, this is the only one to the left. The Autumn Ring Mini is tighter and also a shorter run-up. And then the other one, of course, you've probably done a lot, is Midfield Raceway, which is not in this game, is in Gran Turismo 2. Of course, that is much faster and really shouldn't be considered a hairpin. It's more of a double apex medium speed sweeper. But, you know, it looks like a hairpin. It's approached like a hairpin because you're coming in so fast compared to the speed you can carry through it. Okay, so there is the Copycat. He is not generally a major issue. The NSX is motoring away as usual. Might have to sell for second again. I wish I knew what the last track was, so I knew if I had to be worried or not. I have a sneaking suspicion it's Special Stage Route 11 reverse, which would be somewhat worrying. It's definitely not my best track, especially in the reverse direction. Whether I finish second or third, the result is the same, but I need to win the last race, so it doesn't really matter. Why is the other Supra fast all of a sudden? The 3000 GT whatever it's called. Because he was not fast before. And, you know, it shouldn't be a car issue, because we do have the same car. He's just beating my OK laps, where before that wasn't happening. At all. And in fact, disappearing into the distance. Oh, I'm tired. Okay, after this championship, definitely time to stop. We're not going to mess with the IA today. Yeah, I think we're going to have to settle for third. Again, it really doesn't matter. You know, third to second. Either way, I need to win the last race, assuming no calamity of any kind befalls the NSX, which I doubt. So yeah, third is fine. Yeah, the other 3000 UT definitely pulling away. I'm not really able to do the same thing to the 3 cars behind me, although there are no medium challenges. So yeah, let's just keep doing what we're doing. If I get... Uh-oh. I just have one of those things where my brain starts making connections to totally irrelevant subjects. Rarely a good sign. Usually, I mean, I need to go to bed. It's sort of like a self-defense mechanism, I think. Just starts dredging up random stuff. Probably I shouldn't be talking about in most cases. But yeah. It's honestly gotten a little bit annoying lately. It's been a little disruptive of certain things. Nothing major. But I don't know, brains work in mysterious ways. I probably just need more sleep and to stop thinking about Gran Turismo license tests so much. Also, certain things going on, not necessarily to be discussed on stream. Nothing major, don't worry. Just interesting brain stuff. Yep, that clone is gone. And again, I'm not really pulling away from the cars behind me. Normally I like Deep Forest, I'm not bad at it. I don't think I'm doing that bad at this version either, just the AI has suddenly stepped it up a notch. And well, I'm starting to become a little bit all over the place. Going through some trees, just a little adventuring. They build the trees a bit different in Germany than they do over here. I believe it was Gran Turismo 2, at least heavily implied that this track is in Germany. Which, you know, like, does Germany have like a forest near mountains like that? I'm sure it does. Germany has pretty diverse landscapes. I mean, I've only been to Germany through an airport where I was held up multiple times. Ended up trying and failing to run to my connecting flight. And had, luckily, some reasonably helpful Lufthansa... Oh, no, stop doing that. You know which airline I'm talking about. Anyway, they helped me get on the next flight. But yeah, I'd like to visit sometimes. You know, they have some interesting things. A lot of car stuff, of course. Not just that. You know, they have history. They have architecture. They have fantastic cultural events. All that jazz. I certainly wouldn't mind Germany. Of course, can't actually visit Deep Forest because it doesn't exist. But you know, they have some wonderful forests to visit and. Come on, keep it on track. Ugh, it is too late. What time is it? Oh man, it's 1 AM. It's not good. I have work tomorrow. So, one more race. I had better win. 16 seconds behind. Fantastic performance. And if I do, I will be the champion by at least 1 point. I just want to check actually I'll do it on my phone. I want to check what prize cars are available to me, because I believe for this, that's interesting music. I believe for this there's a choice of more than one. And if, you know, if one of them is useful and the other one is not, I don't want to have to go through all this again. I am perfectly okay with save state abuse. because, yeah. Let's see. Prize cars. Is this an events list? There we go. Okay, so for the, not the Mega Speed, for normal cars, oh, there's just one prize car. It's the Impreza. And as I feared, it is Special Stage Route 11. It is not the reverse version, though. Is there a reverse version? There may not even be a reverse version of this game. Okay. Gonna have to figure out the track. Luckily, or unluckily as the case may be, it's going to be quite a long race. So we will see. It's not that I haven't raced on this before. I have played this game. I think I even won, or at least got close to winning, the Special Stage Route 11 endurance races at some point. Just a little lift there. Curve was not helpful. Yeah, I just, in a 5-lap race, I'm thinking about what I can do to the AI, but I'm not going to be able to hold them off or cheese them for 5 laps. It's going to need to be, speed. I'm going to need to be faster than them. Of course, the hardest part about the Special Stage Route 11 Endurance is going through that corner, not that corner, the chicane, 30 times without clipping either wall, which is harder than it should be. I believe I lost at least once that way, possibly more. So, oh, come on, hold it straight, get it turned. Ugh. The braking in this game is so weird. Although at least it actually slows the car down, unlike... I've been playing Forza 1 lately also, and oh my god, it's just impossible to brake properly in that game without ABS. Okay, so I believe we have one more chicane, or is that it? Yeah, we have one more chicane. Second gear, losing more time for no reason, and get up the final straight. That was not a great lap. We'll probably start last. It's just, yeah, this is going to be tough, getting through the field. It's going to be a long race. It doesn't sound like first place. Again, I predict last place. Last place by 5 full seconds. Did the AI suddenly get better for some reason? That would be quite annoying. You know what? Hold on. I'm going to save this. So, hold on just a second. Okay, I think I just save stated. This is honestly not my preferred emulator, so I'm not as familiar with the controls as I should be. Hopefully, if I lose this, we'll be able to come back to just complete the last race. I really don't want to have to go through all that again. Whether the save state was complete or not, this will be the final race of the evening, or I guess the morning, as I should be calling it. Although honestly, screwing up my sleep schedule is not as bad as it should be. I am traveling to China in 2 days, so my sleep schedule is going to be messed with anyway, and honestly being a little off sync could help, because right now it's afternoon in China, so I really have to get through the pack quickly. I do not want to let him get a big gap. I think that's going to happen right now. Okay, so you're not going to pass me. Don't pass me. Why did I not shift up? So that's a tight corner. Okay. Yeah, I did not set up for that properly at all. Okay. Now, I need to chase him down. I think someone just got walled by the chicane. think it was the other TRD. Okay. So, 5 laps to drive well. No competition from behind. The other TRD did indeed get walled. Let's not do that. Oh my god, that was so bad. I lost like a second there. I'm worried about the long straight. I think he's going to pull out on me there. I'm also optimistic about the first corner. I think the AI is probably going to be quite bad at the first corner. There's no way to hide it. He's pulling out. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, why? Oh, come on. Well, at least that happened on the first lap and not the last lap. But, yep, he got totally walled. He's back to the last. Yeah, that was a real piece of work right there. And now I'm like probably 10 seconds behind my car, which was arguably faster to begin with. No, you're not going to pass me. Sorry. I don't know, let's see. Does rubber banding really work? I think that's the experiment we're going to find the answer to. Walling works. That's what they were trying to do for a second. We can get past the RX-7. It would be great if there was a timer. Gap determination to see whether, you know, I have any chance at all. I really don't think there is a chance. I'm not approaching quickly, if I am at all. You know, rubber banding works in mysterious ways. I don't think it's really doing anything right now. Maybe to the purple, whatever it is, but I don't think it is to the leader. Even though I'm now driving pretty well. I don't know, I guess the AI can make mistakes on this track. It's a tough track. You know, I can imagine them scraping their car into one of the chicanes without help. And I'm still a long way behind. Yeah, he's coming to the top of the straight now with 145 on my lap timer. And I'm driving well. That's 10 seconds. You know, really the gap is 15 seconds. I think it's not happening. Let's just do one more time check. I think we're going to do it that right angled corner. So I'm at 6. Just let me by. I'm fighting for a championship here. Yeah, so I might have gained a second through that sector, but that's not enough. So, reset time. Okay, we're going to have one more go at it. I think if I drive well, I should be able to catch him and pass him. I just need to not do incredibly stupid stuff like I did last time and end up having to scrape my car off the wall. Of course, that is easier said than done, considering that this is the hardest and longest track in this game. But, you know, I've handled 30-minute races on Laguna Seca with real race cars. I think I can figure it out. Of course, real Laguna Seca does not have lag. Okay, there the other TRD goes through. Gets immediately whacked. And the old box formation, going 3 wide, not quite. And now the real race begins. Right now I'm about a second behind. Let's not totally mess up that corner. Well, we did anyway. Although if you're gonna hit the wall, it's better to do it there than before. Full throttle through the chicane. Poor TRD met the same fate as race number 1. Really, this is almost the same as race number 1. I promise I'm not just playing recorded footage of my first attempt at this. This is the similar thing happening again. Except I think I'm driving worse through this section now. The NSX definitely pulling away, probably about 3 seconds now. Maybe even 4. Not making great progress, obviously. Although I do believe that there are points where I'm stronger and should be able to make ground. Such as the last corner and the first corner, I just need to keep my car pointed straight through it all. That was bad, that was not good, but could have been much worse. And, well, he's pulling away, isn't he? It's not quite what I'm looking for. I do need to win this race. It's better than my previous lap time, but not by as... Man, he destroyed me on the straight. And he's getting caught, although he's in the wall, it looks like. I mean, I'm confident through here. But, I mean, I think I caught up a little bit, but there's just so much power. And on what for me is a very hard track, of course, the real issue is just the AI is mistake-free, basically. I mean, they make mistakes on certain tracks, and I really don't like their line in turn 1, but on the whole, they do pretty well. Unlike that abomination of a corner entry. I think he's just pulling away. I don't think I have it in me to do this tonight, unfortunately. It's been a while. It's past 1. I normally try to go to bed at noon lately for early work meetings and such. Yep, I don't think this race is going to be it. I think I can do it, but not tonight. Another thoroughly average at best, taking over that corner. I'm getting caught. Yeah, that was 1 second up ahead halfway through the first lap. It ain't anymore. Nope, not gonna happen. Thank you for watching. See you not next week. I will be traveling hopefully the week after. Goodbye.